Welcome, welcome. Woo! Welcome back.
Welcome, welcome.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hello, hello, hello. This is where you say welcome.
Oh yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome,
Right.
Hot Shot Secret fans.
We've got storms rolling in from the right.
Lubing right day and night.
And we're supposed to be powered by science.
That is very true.
We better be able to get two people on one shot somehow.
A lot of hard work that went into this. You know, it's something that we've been chasing for a year and a half to try to get this truck in the breeze.
We are live.
We are live.
Hey everybody, welcome. It's Thursday. It's Facebook Live, Hot Shot Secret. We got Eric Trimble with Josh Steinmetz today.
That's right, and we're talking about LX4.
LX4 is one of your favorite products, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's one I did a lot of research on when I
Yep.
first got here. We did some posts and other things about it, so I learned a lot about it right away. So
We came out with it right around the time you joined the team, right?
that's right. I think it was about a month or two before I joined
Yeah.
the team. So great product, and interesting part about it was that we added it to the EDT as well. So
Right.
we'll get into that a bit more as we get talking. But welcome into Hot Shot Secret Live episode number 157.
157, that's right. If you got questions on LX4 or anything else, make sure to comment below. We'll get to those. And let us know where you're watching from. We're always curious.
Yep, and as always, we got our giveaway this week. We'll give away LX4.
LX4, of course.
That's right.
So stay tuned. We'll be doing that at the end of the show, right?
Right.
Close to the end of the show, we'll pick a winner for that. And you can enter each week at hotshotsecret.com/giveaway. So that's where you go to enter there.
That's right. And do have to enter each and every contest in order to be eligible to win.
Right,
So be
so
sure to
every
do
week.
that. So
Yep.
have a contest. Be sure to do that.
Also, do us a favor, tag a friend, let them know why they should check out our live show. And as always, we dual stream.
Yep. So we're on Facebook and YouTube. We're watching the comments on both sides as well. So we'll try to get to those as the questions come in. And, be sure to like and share this video. Hit the subscribe button there on YouTube to get all our updates. And be sure to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
And TikTok, that's right.
TikTok ever growing, right, Chad?
That's right.
That's right.
All right, so last couple of weeks we've been doing things a bit different. We usually do our cleanup in the beginning, talk about upcoming events, TV programs, etc. But lately we would talk about product first. Today's no different, so let's jump right into LX4. So first and foremost, fuel oil additive. How do I use
Fuel additive. So
Okay.
actually fuel both gas and diesel.
it? Okay, so
Very
it doesn't
unique
matter.
for us. It does not matter. So LX4 is lubricity only. So
Mm-hmm.
LX4 is a lubricity extreme 4.
There we go. And I know, for those of you who don't know, this product really came from customer feedback. One, we got customers with CP4 pumps having all kinds of issues, looking for a solution. Some of our sponsored racers that we work with were having some issues, blowing injectors, things like that. So really, it was customer feedback that led us to create this product. Talk about CP4 pump. Why is that such an issue? How did that lead to us wanting to come out with this product?
Okay, so kind of the Bosch is the manufacturer of that pump. It's used on a lot of different trucks. Chevy, Ford, Ram, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Very common among those and some other makes as well. So it's a diesel injection pump. What that is so for many, many years, we used a CP3 pump in these trucks. And to help make better emissions regulations, better fuel economy, they needed more fuel pressure.
Okay.
So they tweaked the design a little bit, came out with the CP4 pump. And what it does, it's a higher pressure pump.
Okay.
Well, in the development of it, I can't say they made a mistake, but it was developed in Europe. And their diesel standards are a bit different than ours here in the U.S.
Talking about their fuel.
Their fuel,
Okay,
yes.
the specs of the fuel.
So the specs of the fuel. And so they made this pump, designed it over there, tested it over there. So they had all this data, showed great reliability, everything they needed. Hit all these check marks. Of course, any good company's going to do that. They're going to go through, do their R&D development. Hey, got every check mark. Boom, we got a great product. Let's bring it to market. Well, it got here to the U.S. Our diesel, ultra low sulfur diesel fuel, just doesn't have quite the lubricity as the standard over in Europe. Therefore, we're finding failures with them. So when they fail, what do we mean by that? We mean they're grenading. Basically,
Right, yeah.
it really is a grenade issue because the so inside a fuel pump, there's nothing to lubricate it besides the fuel itself.
The fuel's the only thing
That's the only thing that's
doing
in
it.
there. If we get over to the web page, I don't know if, Chad's going to try to hand me over a pump here.
We have a CP4 pump here.
CP4 pump here.
Yeah, and we talked about the specs of diesel fuel as Josh breaks things. Here in
Chad's trying to break them, not me. Come on.
Here in the U.S., when we talk about lubricity specifically, U.S. spec for diesel fuel has to hit a requirement of 520 micron wear scar. So basically, what that means is that's the size of the wear scar measured in microns. The lower, the better, right? So here in the U.S., the fuel has to hit 520 to meet spec. Over in Europe, like you mentioned, it's a little bit lower.
It's 460.
460.
And that doesn't mean we have bad fuel here in the U.S. It just means that it's a government regulation for fuel, and normally it didn't make any difference until we got to this particular issue.
Right.
But in general, the more lubricity in the fuel, the better it's going to be on all the components in your system.
Sure,
So it's just not
sure.
the CP4 pump,
It's your
it's your
injectors.
injectors, it's your lines, it's everything.
Yeah.
Plus, we find fuel that's got more lubricity in it tends to get better returns on miles per gallon as well.
Right. So, and not to scare anybody, but you go to your typical diesel pump, your local station, whatever it is, you'll find fuel that does exceed that 520 requirement. You can get some fuel that's in the 460s, like what it is over in Europe, but sometimes not.
We've got pump fuel here. It's been 400 trying to do test.
Right.
And we get it. We're like, well,
That's
good fuel.
That's good fuel.
And we'll add LX4 to it, and we can move the needle a little bit, make it a little bit, add some more lubricity, but we don't move it as much as we do something that's in the high 500s.
Well,
or
we've
even
seen
low
that too.
500s.
The other side of that spectrum, we've seen fuel in the 560s, 580s, 600s.
Right. Well, our 600 that we use in a lot of our testing is actually before it goes to the refining process.
Right, and we do have that test up on our website.
Yes.
Those test results of before and after adding LX4, but that's on the LX4 product page. But so you got a CP4 pump.
Yeah, we got the CP4 pump here. This is one that's been taken apart over time, used, et cetera, et cetera. But
So
what
what makes it
happens is,
different?
we're actually missing on here is there's some basically cam lobes up here that help push the fuel through.
Mm-hmm.
But down here we have this that moves those cams up and down.
Yep.
And what happens is on one that wears out is this here will get all scarred up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically the wear scar from that test. But over time this happens. This won't happen as quick as it does in, say, that test that we use to test lubricity.
Right, so it starts to wear down over time, and I get some metal shavings, right? That's the byproduct.
That's the
of wear.
byproduct. So basically,
So a big deal, right? What happens next?
Well, the metal shavings then just start scarring this up even more and more. And eventually this stops because there's too many metal shavings inside.
Mm-hmm.
But also then those metal shavings start going through the rest of your fuel system. So not only is it going to your injectors, so we got metal shavings in our injectors, going to ruin our injectors. They're in all the lines. Of course, on a diesel, the fuel returns as well because we keep constant pressure. So now it's going back into your tank. So now you got metal shavings everywhere throughout your entire fuel system in your truck.
Do they get picked up in the filter? Sometimes?
Sometimes, but
But they're so small.
Some are
they're
going to be so small that and all we're doing is keep circulating those metal shavings over and over and over again, and eventually we'll wear out every single component in the truck.
So we know the CP4 pump's not a bad product, right? And talk about over in Europe where they get different fuel, the failure rate's, 1%.
Less than 1%, which is what we figure is your manufacturing.
Yeah, that's kind of
error.
just
That's kind of what it is.
Right.
Here in the U.S., it's up to 7%.
So big difference. Though.
Big difference. There's a lot of companies out there have come up with other solutions. So one thing you can do is there's conversion kits out there. You go back to a CP3 pump.
That's pretty popular.
That's popular. There's one company that makes a strainer kit, basically. So right after the pump, they're filtering out for metal shavings. So if it does let go, they're going to try and catch all the metal shavings before they get to the rest of the system. So
like a catch can?
It's like a catch can, basically.
Okay.
Again, the pump's still going to fail, so you still got the expense of the pump.
Or what's it cost to fix, to replace?
Well, we've heard over $10,000 depending on how much damage is done.
Because it could be catastrophic. It could, like you said, grenade, right?
The whole thing. So we got people got to replace tank in the truck, the lines, the injection pump, the injectors, fuel pickup. You know, the whole anything involved with the whole fuel system potentially, depending on how bad the damage
Even
is.
in your cylinder walls, your pistons. I mean,
I don't think we get quite that far
Yeah.
with those, especially since I think most of it would catch beforehand, and we probably wouldn't see that kind of damage. But
gotcha.
I would say it would stop mainly probably in your injector tips, because the tips again are so small. It's probably going to
good
catch
point.
the majority of the metal there.
So, what kind of vehicles? You ran through a few. I got a list here. Looks like, I mean, everything from the Chevy Silverados, 2500, 3500s, 6.6 Duramax, your 11 to 16 GMC Sierras, even your Jeep Grand Cherokees, the 3-liter diesels.
3-liter diesels, yeah. And both that and the half-ton Ram, Ford Power Strokes, also Cummins. Our truck now we take to the events has actually got a CP4 in it. I believe it was the 19 and 20s had the CP4 pump in it, and I believe for 21 they switched to a different pump then.
So I know we know the pump, the CP4 pump in particular, right? Now there's issues with others, just lack of lubricity.
You know, those that switch to the CP3 pump, there's a lot of shops that say that's a good idea. Like they don't.
Yeah.
But they said they've seen those go apart too. So it's the same thing. It's just the tolerances are a little more favorable to our diesel here in the U.S.
Right.
So it takes a lot longer for it to fail. Still can happen.
So fuel specs here in the U.S. are different. What about the introduction of ultra low sulfur? Did that had an effect on lubricity, right?
It did. So sulfur acted as a lubricity agent in fuel. Now it wasn't necessarily, that's not the whole reason why it was there, and that's not, we didn't lose all the lubricity with it, but it provided a synergy with some of the other components in diesel fuel to help make that.
What's diesel fuel today down to? Like 15 parts per million
15
sulfur?
parts per million.
Compared to, wasn't it something ridiculous, like 5,000 parts per million
I
sulfur?
want to say it was 2,500, but don't quote me on that number.
But either way, it was
basically, we
drastic
lost
change.
99% of, so we had two reductions in sulfur. We started out at a high level, we lost 99% of that. And I think that was at like 100 or something like that, or 150. And then we had another, so that was ultra low sulfur diesel. Then we went to, or low sulfur
Low
diesel,
sulfur.
sorry.
Yep.
And then we went to ultra low sulfur diesel, and that got us down to 15 parts per million. So we took away 99% of 99% of the sulfur in the fuel
Right.
in the last, well, it's probably been about a 20-year gap now from the beginning to the end.
So even from your daily drivers to our sponsored racers, who that's a whole different conversation around lubricity and fuel, diesel or gas, really. It's an issue, and a lot of diesel owners are aware that lubricity is an issue in their fuel. So LX4, how do I use it? How does it work? I mean, what's the premise here?
Okay, so what we've done is we've done a lot of different testing on fuel to figure out what we needed. And what it came down to is 1 ounce per 10 gallons of fuel gives us enough lubricity to get fuel that's diesel fuel, this is above 600 micron wear scar, which is higher than you should see at any fuel station. But that gets us
That's
below,
worst case.
That's worst case. That's like basically getting fuel straight from the refinery before they do any additional additives to it or anything else. That's unrefined diesel. But basically we said if we can make that stuff below 460, we can feel very confident that you got, the protection you need for your ride. And that's what we've done with that amount, basically.
And some of the testing you see on the screen right there, some of the testing when it comes to wear, you see that was a 590, and we got it all the way down to 260 wear scar.
Right. And the reason we can't say like cetane, we say, this can boost cetane 7 points. Well, lubricity is really based on the base fuel itself.
Right.
So it does affect a lot of different ways. So what we did was we found, like I said, a nice comfortable point that we felt like we had enough protection for everyone. We weren't making you overdose your fuel with an additive as well. And this doesn't just affect the CP4 pump as well.
Oh, right.
I mean, think about any kind of older equipment. It was designed for this fuel that had a ton more sulfur and lubricity in it.
Right.
So
it's still going to be beneficial.
Absolutely. So really, any diesel owner can definitely see the benefit of using LX4 or even our EDT, since we've now included LX4 in that formulation as well.
Well, let's talk about, so on that graphic that Jake had pulled up of the wear scar from 590 to 260, that's almost worst case scenario when it comes to fuel. It's going to be hard to find fuel that's really worse than that. Now, see, there's one 610 down to 260. So when we add LX4, we can see a reduction of 56% reduction in wear. And when you have really bad fuel like that, you're going to get huge gains like that because there's a lot of room to make that up. Now, if you get a good fuel from the pump, that's maybe 440. It's close to spec. Well, it's beating U.S. spec.
Yeah.
You're still going to lower that, but it's not going to be 56%.
Right. And you're correct in that. We've had the question before come through on social media. Hey, I buy a premium diesel. What's the use of adding EDT or LX4 to it? Well, there's still a lot of benefit. We're still adding lubricity, and anytime we're adding lubricity, we're adding that extra layer of protection to the vehicle.
Just like insurance.
It's just a little extra insurance, exactly.
Save you, like you mentioned earlier, 10 grand on a failure. It's good insurance policy. Now, I will say, LX4 doesn't contain any, alcohol or harmful solvents, which is important because you'll find some products out there that do.
Right.
And like we said, it's kind of just your insurance policy. We have people who run EDT and LX4, but like you mentioned, we've added, so LX4 was added to EDT. EDT, everyday diesel treatment, used to have a different lubricity agent in the product.
Right. There was lubricity in it. It just wasn't as powerful as what this combination we found to be. Basically, it was a new component came available. We tested it through the lab, said, this is a great component. We can mix it with this, and did some other tests.
Well, because one thing we had to make sure it was compatible.
Also didn't raise the sulfur level detected in diesel, because again, we can't get above 15 parts per million on that.
Right. So if you're using EDT, you can be comfortable knowing that when it comes to the lubricity, it has LX4 in it. That's the lubricity agent. And we've even seen that if you get fuel that's out of spec, it'll get it back into spec, especially compared to U.S. standards. Something else that's interesting too, we talked about overseas in Europe compared to here in the U.S., but the Engine Manufacturers Association, they also have a recommendation. I believe it's 460.
It's 460 just like in Europe. So in Europe, they just followed the Engine Manufacturers Association. Here, our government decided to do something a little different. But, again, it was one of those, I think it caught up over time things. It's not one of those, at the time, no one could see any issues with that,
Right.
But,
So,
we had a problem, and we got a solution now for it.
Exactly. Now, if you're an avid EDT fan, you use everyday diesel treatment, do you need LX4?
You really don't need LX4. Even the 1 ounce treatment's enough protection. If it was me, I might throw the 2 ounce per 25 gallons in my tank just to make sure I'm getting that lubricity protection I needed. Plus, I'm going to get all the added cetane benefit. When you're just running LX4 by itself, that's all it is. It's just lubricity. So you don't get any of the added benefits that you get with regular EDT.
Yeah. Now, we do have customers that run both. And a lot of times they say, hey, I got the CP4 pump, trying to be extra cautious, so I'm going to dose a little extra dose.
And you can run LX4 with that. You can run it with any of our other diesel additives. Normally we say if you got one additive and that's all you need. Well, this one, since it's just lubricity, you can add it on top.
So, to be fair, if you're using a fuel additive out there, a competitor not using our product, and you're just still iffy on wear scar, if you look at their data and you're not impressed or see what you want to see, you can add a LX4 to it. We know it's going to be compatible.
Right.
So you're covered however you want to go about it. This is a 16-ounce bottle here, treats 160 gallons, 1 ounce per 10 gallons, and you can use it in gas too.
You can, and we got a lot of especially racers that use it. And I know some people use it in gas as well, and they said, heck, it helps my fuel economy.
We don't make any claims about fuel economy, but we hear that quite often.
Well, it's lubing those upper cylinders a little bit, so it's going to help. It's just kind of, it's one of those difficult things to test and get good data on it. And we don't like making a claim that we really can't back up to the full extent.
Right. We've done some testing here and there, but like you said, it's something we haven't vetted out completely. So We don't put it on the bottle, but we have heard a lot of good stuff on fuel economy.
Also, the LX4 is in our RV treatments as well, so the gas
right.
treatment and the diesel. So it's just
right.
not, you know.
The only fuel additive we have right now, besides Gas Extreme, that doesn't have LX4 in it is our DWAG. And hopefully...
And Diesel Extreme.
Oh, Diesel Extreme. Yeah,
Doesn't have LX4.
Right,
It has the original EDT
lubricity, but not
Yeah.
LX4.
Yes.
Now, hopefully DWAG soon. R&D's been working on it, trying to get LX4 into that product, but fingers crossed they can make it work. Because it has to be compatible. That's the
Right.
thing.
And it does work at home. So
Right.
it's kind of an interesting situation. When we pre-blend it, it doesn't work well together. But if you add one and then the other in the tank, or even in the other order, it doesn't matter. Because when
Right.
it mixes with the fuel, the diesel
Good.
fuel, it's good.
Yeah.
But if we try to pre-mix it, it causes some issues.
So whether you're concerned about your CP4 pump, or you got a CP3 or anything else that you just want that extra kind of insurance, LX4 is the way to go. Or you can use our EDT, which is going to help you as far as lubricity goes as well.
That's right. And the nice part about what really set us for the way, so normally when we make a fuel additive, we want it to be fully formulated. And what
This is a bit different.
it's a bit different. And the reason why we did it was we found a lubricity additive and got it to work so well that we just thought it was a home run. So
Yeah, and
it had twice the lubricity of any of the other out there that we tested.
yeah, no one's came close, and it's kind of one of those weird one-off products where it really only does one thing, which is lubricity. You'll have other benefits from it, but we've been able to implement it into some of our other products, like you said, EDT or RV additive. So it was a unique product for us, and we've gotten a lot of good results on it. If you want to see any of the data, any of the testing we've done, head over to our website. We have them all on the LX4 product page. Just scroll down, go to the white papers or case studies. You can see it all there.
And also, if you go to the website and you search CP4 Pump Saver, there's actually a whole page that's based right on that topic as well. It's kind of a landing page for people to find out more about it. There's not a direct link, but
There's
it's a
some of
great
the-
page. It just tells all the details about all the different models that it affects and how the European standards differ. And that's kind of the whole premise behind why it.
Right, and I encourage anybody, especially people who may be new to diesel, get into, they maybe just bought a first diesel. Definitely look into the CP4 pump. If you have it, be educated on it, understand what could go wrong with it. It's not going to be cheap.
Right.
So, any questions on LX4 or any other products, let us know. But in the meantime,
And I'm going to be honest, I had the chat app up and my phone lost internet connection.
I don't have much service here either.
I lost all the chat, but we'll see what's
all right.
going on, and hopefully maybe the guys over there can help us out as well.
We just got back from Shy Diesel. And I think we got a video.
We do. So let's roll that video if we can. And it was 25 years at Shide, so 25th
Yeah,
anniversary.
can you believe that?
I can't believe that. That's still one of my bucket list places. I've never got to go because it was
Even
on top
as
of
even as a tractor pull fan.
Well, it was on the opposite of places I went.
Okay.
So I had obviously my commitments. So
All right.
anyway,
Well,
I
let's
guess we
check it
got
out.
that video.
Favorite memories. Man, I don't know. There's a bunch of them.
I would say that my favorite memory of Shide.
So the one year when we had the loudspeakers at the hotel, one of my friends, Austin Kiley, thought it'd be a great idea to bring the loudspeaker to the track. Well, it was all great fun yelling at people until Dan Scheid heard it. And Dan Scheid came and got his loudspeaker and put it in timeout until the end of the weekend. And he said we can come get it from the office after the show is over. So his loudspeaker spent the rest of the weekend in Dan Scheid's office.
it was the last year that when Scheid was in Terre Haute and not out here, Lions at Wagler Motorsports Park, we had tried a trans brake valve body in our old Pro Street truck, Levon's old truck, and man, we thrashed longer and harder than on that, for that weekend to try to get that valve body to work than anything I've ever done. And it was a lot of work and tired and dead by the end of the weekend, but man, it was a lot of fun. So just broken parts and pulling transmissions till 4 in the morning. I mean, we had the trans out, I think, out and in 4 or 5 times that in 2 days, trying to figure things out. So that was probably the most memorable Scheid that I've had. This was a good one. It's always around my birthday time, so it's always a good time to get away for his birthday a little bit. So.
I've been doing it for 15, 16 years now, and it's always been a great time at every event, really. I can't really post one good one, other than like racing John Robinson, and Moody back in the day. But yeah, those are my good memories, is getting to race people that have the same passion as me.
It's a cool video.
It is, and the entire video will be posted Friday evening on Facebook and YouTube, so be sure to check it out.
Yeah, Scheid's a staple in the diesel world, so it's cool to see everybody's look back at their memories and stuff. But yeah, check out the full video tomorrow. All right, so do you want to do our giveaway?
Yeah, let's do our giveaway. So be sure to sign up for each giveaway at hotshotsecret.com/giveaway. This week.
Is this you?
This is not me.
Okay.
Because I could tell you something else about mine, but you probably don't know what mine is. But if you're watching, let us know in the comments, and we will give you a T-shirt or some other swag as well.
Some extras.
Some extra. So winning this week, LX4 is John_Deere_8210. So John Deere 8210. Let us know where you are.
There we go. You're not a John Deere guy?
No, it's Case. Yeah.
Okay.
It is, actually.
Sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. All right, so stay in the loop with us. Subscribe to our email newsletter. You can find that on our website, or just go to hotshotsecret.com/email, and you'll stay up to date on all of our news, giveaways, specials, new products, that type of stuff. And let's take a quick second to shout out some new dealers.
Yeah, 3 Arrow Farms in Hendersonville, North Carolina, and Whitmore Truck and Trailer in Algona, Iowa.
Iowa. All right, there we go.
I feel like they got some love before there, Chad. We need to come on. That's all right. We'll give them some more love.
So,
I don't believe they're a new dealer though. Okay.
Sorry, we're glad they're.
Okay.
Glad they're on board and
glad
partners
they're on
with
board
us.
anyway. Yes.
So speaking of being in the loop with our email, we also have some specials going on right now.
Yes. Over at O'Reilly Auto Parts, they got EDT, the 16-ounce squeeze bottles are $4 off, which plus double O reward points.
So if you're a loyalty member, you get double points.
And that goes through the end of September there, and $8 off stiction eliminator as well, with the double points, again at O'Reilly's.
How about that? That's a good deal.
That's a really good deal. And we also have AutoZone, $2 off Diesel Extreme now through September 21st.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently we're just giving everything away at retail because Advance Auto Parts has got $3 off EDT as well. So if you don't have an O'Reilly's close by, stop by Advance Auto Parts and pick up your EDT on sale there as well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, whatever's close to you. If you need to stock up, now's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Those are through basically the end of the month. The AutoZone one runs through September 21st.
Yeah, got a comment from Lee here over on YouTube. He says, 2 weeks ago, you suggested Diesel Extreme helped out my 76-year-old Ford Ferguson diesel tractor. Made a believer out of me. Well, thanks for trying it, Lee, and I'm glad it worked great for you.
Yeah. What's the feedback? What'd you see? Why are you feeling so good about it? Curious. But glad it worked. Glad to have you there.
I think he had some water issues.
Is that what it was?
I believe so. I think I was on.
I remember
2 weeks
that coming
ago.
up, but I can't recall exactly the issues he was having.
Yeah, but
So these are some of my favorites. I like seeing some photos from some of our fans and customers out there.
Hot Shot Secret Nation.
Hot Shot Secret Nation, that's right. We got our feature ride of the week. We do this every week. This week is Barrett McDonald. Ooh, that's sharp looking truck. So every Sunday we make a post on our Facebook page. If you just comment there, post a picture of your ride, you get a chance to win and be featured. It's all week long, right? All week long. It stays on our Facebook page for thousands of people to see. So Barrett, appreciate you participating there. And then this next one I really like too. This is we dub it our Protect Your Ride image. You don't have to comment on our post. You just make your own post on Instagram, Facebook, don't matter. Just tag Hot Shot Secret. Speaking of EDT and LX4, here we go. Duramax LBZ David with the good photo there, good background. He's using that portrait mode on his iPhone. That looks good. A couple filters on there.
So hashtag no filter.
We do that every week too. Every week we show those up. We got some events coming up, don't we?
We do. So we're the Flow Racing streaming sponsor for, I guess that'd be next weekend, actually, September 15th through 18th at Virginia Motorsports Park for the Shakedown Nationals 14.
Is that 14? Are you good with Roman numerals?
Wait, sorry, 19.
19?
Yeah, 19. Yes, I
Shakedown Nationals, yeah.
It is 19 though. Yes, I am usually pretty decent at that.
I'm just testing you.
Just testing me. Also is the back down to Florida for Emerald Coast Dragway for the Outlaw Diesel Super Series and the Hardaway Shinedown Showdown.
That's right. Yeah, that's the 18th and 19th. And then back to your world, we got the NTPA.
Yeah, so this is basically we kind of consider it the season finale.
Okay.
Over in Urbana, Ohio for the Enderley Memorial Pull-Off, Champaign County Fairgrounds.
Now, this one's a bit different, isn't it?
It is very different. So this is our all-star event.
Okay.
So you have to qualify all year to get there.
Wow.
So it's a top 5 in Grand National points.
Okay.
And in the regions, which is the guys that run a 2-3 state area, they have different paths to qualify. So they know, like, we call it the road to the Enderley. So they figure out what path they want to try to qualify for, and they might be local. It's also, if they, maybe they live in Ohio, they'll go down to, say out west to Minnesota and Iowa and run out there for a while and see if they can hit that path as well. So
it's cool, man. It's a one-day event.
It is. You get to see all 13 Grand National divisions as well as the majority of the regional national divisions. So you get to see a little bit of everything. Most of the classes are 5, right around. So some are 3, some might be 6, but between 3 and 6 vehicles. So you get to see a little bit of everything, see what you like, and then it's a great event, I think, for a first-time person.
Yeah.
Also, the pits are open there all throughout. So come in, see the machines, see the drivers, get to meet them, find out more about them. Take the kids out, sit in the seat of the tractors and so forth. And
so anybody local here in Ohio or surrounding states, it's the 18th. That'll be a good event. So before we end the show here, we got a couple announcements. First and foremost, give this video a share, like and follow the Facebook page if you haven't already. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Got a lot of good stuff there and new stuff we're coming out with on a weekly basis. Seems like Jake's doing a great job there. And then just an update on our Facebook Live show. We're going to take a few episodes off. We got some ideas on how to kind of revamp the show, introduce some new things to the show. So we won't be here next week. Probably not the week after that, but we will be taking a few weeks off, a couple breaks. If we have some super big news, some special announcements or new products, we'll pop on and share them with you. But we're just taking a quick break because I'm super excited about some of the changes we're going to make. And we just need some time to get all those worked out.
Right. Kyle chimed in real quick and reminded us this weekend, I believe it's Sunday, is the Belleville Street Fair Truck and Tractor Pull, and we're sponsoring that as well as some winners boxes.
That's right.
Part of, with Cosing Construction here that we're
local
as well.
So we're excited for that.
Yep.
So in the meantime, while we don't go live here, we're taking a quick break. Be sure to follow us on social channels. Stay up to date there. Subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get all your information there. But until we see you again next time, guys, appreciate you chiming in.